to school. As a senior nurse, Roy doesn't often get home from a night shift at the hospital until after 9 a.m.
Now that we're both working, there's a lot that are older that can help younger kids get to school and be around to supervise. There really only is Posey and Meg that are really the ones you'd think about making sure they're okay, you know.
But as soon as Roy gets through the door, he discovers Meg watching telly.
What happened, Meg? You didn't go to school.
I don't want to.
No, you have to go to school. You need to get a uniform on. Can you go get Posey and bring her down here?
No.
TV can't be on.
No.
TV needs to go off. TV needs to go off.
20-year-old Jennifer was supposed to get them up and out, but had to join an urgent video call for college.
Posey, Posey, wake up. I'm waiting for you downstairs. I'll take you to school. It's a little bit tougher for us because we're just getting used to this idea that Emma's out to work and I'm working, and we're relying on the older girls in the house to help get them up, and whereas it would normally be us and we know how to manage them a bit better. So it's a hard new thing that we've never really had to deal with. You're gonna brush your hair. You're gonna get some shoes. Where's your shoes?
The family will have to get used to Emma not being there, because after dedicating the last 28 years of her life to her kids, she's trying something new.
Do you know, I didn't realise that I was kind of missing something. Like the stay-at-home mum thing, I think I kept telling myself that I was loving it. But there were times where it was like so completely, you know, very, very lonely, and very overwhelming. I've been really surprised at coming to work, how having time for myself, how necessary that was. I didn't know I needed it. Roy's got his degree and he's got a good career and he loves it. I don't have anything like that. So do I want to try and, you know, educate myself? I don't know, I feel a wee bit old. I'm happy here, but I want to do something more. But this has given me a little bit of independence and I like it.
Emma's spent the majority of her life looking after her kids, and no one knows that feeling more than Zoe.
It's a massive commitment having a big family, and it's you know, everything we do revolves around the children.
Zoe worked in admin before their first baby was born, but hasn't returned.
Like I probably would have gone back to work, but I can't imagine. I'd much rather be spending my day with these guys. It's much more fun, isn't it? Don't you think? And I'm quite lucky because Ben works. I've always been quite lucky that I get to stay at home with them. So I've been able to be there for, you know, all the firsts and watch them do things the first time. I've been, you know, quite often Ben's been away.
Ben is an aircraft engineer at the nearby RAF base, and over the years his job has sent him away to work, sometimes for months at a time.
He's washing himself in the water, look. Is he the little birdie?
Me and Zoe have been married for 16 years, and in that time I've been to the Falklands twice, 4 months each time. I've been to Afghanistan, and then there's also little trips away that you do as well, so 5 weeks in America.
Look, it's Eva, look. You see Eva?
Having to go away is really difficult, and it's really difficult for any family. It doesn't matter if you've got 11 kids or 2 kids. You know, it's really, really difficult. It's one of those things that you have to do. It's one of those things that you kind of have to accept, that we have to go away when we're called. So it's part and parcel of being in the military. It's not easy, not by any kind of means, but it is part of the job.
Stop! You're annoying! And you're a baby!
The last time Ben was called away for months to work, there were 9 kids in the house. Soon, there will be 12. But Ben hopes not to have to leave Zoe and the kids for long periods again.
Watch out for the busy road.
And back in Dundee, Emma's just getting home from her shift at the cafe. While upstairs...
Hey girls, how you doing? Just come to check on how you're doing with your no screen time.
It's been 2 days since the kids gave up their devices.
Nobody's hiding any devices in here.
And Roy's been keeping them on their toes with surprise visits to check everyone's playing fair.
We're going to go sneak in and see if Enos is actually sticking to the rules. So let's just... Oh, that's a squeaky door.
And after a shaky start, Enos has remained screen-free, or so they thought.
Enos?
Yeah.
What's that light?
I'm reading a book, Dad.
Is that a phone you've got?
No.
Show me the book. Okay. You better be sticking to the rules, Enos.
I'm always sticking to the rules.
Yeah?
Yes.
Waving a book about may have convinced Roy, but it's not fooling his sisters.
That was definitely a phone. That was a phone. That's
You
not a
think
torch.
he's not sticking to the
That's
rules?
not a torch. That's like the phone torch or something.
Let's go. You better go. Enos, have you got a phone there?
No.
You sure?
No, I don't.
No devices?
No device.
You're sticking to the rules?
I'm sticking to the rules.
All right, come on, guys. Don't, come on. Right. Okay.
With no proof, Enos lives to fight another day. But he's got 5 more days to get through. And a load of sneaky sisters waiting for him to slip up.
No, Roy, honestly, I swear to you, I know what's going to happen. We need the big things in there.
Yeah, but there's room for that as well. I've kind of worked it out.
In the attic, a situation has arisen, and tensions are rising between Roy and
I'm
Emma.
going to do this like not in a bad mood.
Oh, I'm in a good mood.
It doesn't sound it.
All right, that's fine.
We've got to dismantle all the furniture in here and shove it all into the kids' room. So we could lift the carpet up because we're getting new carpet on tomorrow. But it's really complicated because...
I said, don't book it for when I'm working, and she booked it for the whole 3 days
You don't
that I'm
work
working.
like that with him, though. He just says, right, so the boys will be there. On Monday, they'll do that big room. Tuesday, they'll do the other room. And Wednesday, they'll do this
And you
there.
just say, I'm not here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Can we do it a different day? That's what I would say.
They've only got a couple of hours to clear the room before Roy heads to work. And Roy's unique filing system under the bed is causing the most friction.
Your packed lunch. There we go.
Picture me and Emma when we were married. How did it get under the bed, Emma?
Well, it seems like it's all your rubbish, right?
During Emma and Roy's 31-year marriage, they have raised 13 kids, moved house 10 times, and faced financial instability.
You're just frustrating.
But getting new carpets fitted seems to be putting the greatest strain on their relationship.
While you're talking about that, I'm just getting on with things.
Oh, you got the power tool. Yeah.
Maybe you could be moving something else or doing something else.
And it's not just Roy and Emma getting on each other's nerves.
Lachlan, Meg said that she did hit you.
Roy and Emma are babysitting their only grandchildren, Lachlan and Milo. And Lachlan has had a falling out with his best friend and auntie, Meg.
Did you hit or kick Meg? Truth.
Hit?
You hit it. Are you sorry for doing that? Listen, listen.
Sorry.
You know what, Lachlan? You've been a good boy, yeah?
No.
He's your nephew. Come on, give him a hug. I know that he's your best friend. Do you want him to come to your birthday party?
Soon Meg will be turning 7, and Roy and Emma are planning a big party for her.
But it's the wrong way round again, that's the problem.
That's if they can work together on party preparations better than room clearing.
We didn't have
whole
2 of
bed.
these.
Yeah, we did.
We never. We didn't have 2 of these.
With the bedroom finally cleared,
Okay, Isabella, what can you do? Floor bubbles.
Emma needs to unwind and has plans to go out.
Are you going to take us?
No, I'm not taking you.
Why?
Because you got school in the morning. One of the girls at the cafe is leaving and she's going to York for a little while, so they're having a little leaving drinks. And it doesn't really feel like my thing, but I kind of like asked if I could come along, and they were all really nice. They said, "Come, Emma, it'll be good." So I'm going, but I feel a little bit uncomfortable.
Mummy, on my birthday.
After raising 13 kids and abstaining from alcohol as a Mormon, this will be the first time Emma has ever gone out for drinks with friends without Roy.
I don't know how it all works. I don't know if you're meant to like buy a round and stuff like that. Like this coat or this coat? Waterproof. Okay, Dad will be back soon. He'll sort out tea, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
How much cash you need?
I don't know. How much is a taxi if I have to get a taxi? Don't even know. I don't even know how to get a taxi anymore.
She's like a big kid, isn't she?
No.
It's like a big kid going to school. Emma's excited but worried and stressing.
I feel a little bit like I'm doing something wrong.
For 46 years, Emma and Roy were part of the Mormon Church and lived their lives according to its strict practices. But 6 years ago, they started to move away after gradually losing faith in its teachings.
I feel like the whole deconstruction of the religion and the faith, I feel like I'm living the real world now, and I'm kind of a wee bit angry that, you know, it took 48 years really for the bubble to burst, and I feel like I'm in the real world, and I'm angry at the lost years. I really am. I feel like we're a little bit old now, and now just discovering, having our own freedom and making our own choices, and I think we've missed out on loads of fun. So I think we've just gone up here, have we?
I can't believe I believed everything I used to believe, because it had so much control over our lives. Within Mormonism, it had always been you were accepted within the culture that you were in, and with that came some rules about, you know, how you dressed, you know, no short skirts, no shoulders, or as they call them, porn shoulders. You live the word of wisdom where you don't drink tea, coffee, alcohol, take harmful drugs. Law of chastity. It seems ridiculous now when I think about it, but it was very much part of the kind of thought process.
Bye, Grace. Bye, Aaron. Bye. Yeah, bye, Anna.
I feel so much healthier since I left the Mormon church, and so much more like I am myself, and I am in control of my own life and not having someone tell me what I should or shouldn't do. Life's so much better to live.
It was actually really nice, yeah. I enjoyed it. It was not as scary as I thought.
Emma can cross drinks off her to-do list. There are bigger things missing in her life than a work night out, but it's a good start. It's early morning in Lossiemouth, and excitement is building in the Sullivan house. 2 times the excitement.
There's a palm horn in my
Can you hear them? Can you hear these two?
Wait, just see my
They've been nagging me to get dressed for like the last 15 minutes so they can go downstairs and open their presents. Are you excited, girls?
Yeah!
Go on then.
Falling down the stairs.
The twins, Erin and Leah, have turned 6 and woke the house at 5:30 to get downstairs to open their presents. But all the presents aren't just for Leah and Erin. There are also piles for Charlotte and Isabel, the older set of twins, who unbelievably have their birthdays today as well.
A Lego set! It's a Lego set! I really wanted Lego!
But for teenagers, not even presents can get them out of bed this early.
Right, try that mix. That was the one that was just water. You try that.
With the older twins finally up, Zoe is cooking a special birthday pancake breakfast before they take the whole family out for dinner later.
There's nothing wrong with it at all. There's nothing wrong with it.
So Zoe's found a pancake mix from last
nothing
year.
wrong with it.
So we're now finding out who wants to play Russian roulette with this.
Right, okay,
Do you know
so
I mean?
what does best before mean?
It was best before a year ago.
Idiom. I haven't got a problem with them.
It's so, look, it's so old, it's gone grey. It's a double celebration today, so Leah and Erin are 6, Charlotte and Isabel are 14. What we do is we have a certain amount of money, I think it's about £100 each for birthday presents, and then there's £100 to spend on whatever they want to do.
I don't think they're meant to bubble like that. Maybe I put too much spray in.
We have to consider the financial aspects and how we're going to work that out throughout the year. I mean, Zoe's brilliant with the finances, and she will plan the entire year out, you know, and then manage the entire year so that we don't miss these things and that we do have money in place.
Oh, again.
Zoe knows how to balance the books. However, saving a few pennies on expired pancake mix is maybe taking it a bit far.
Are you cooking a jellyfish or something?
I'm not feeding that to anybody or anything. Look at the state of it.
And in Dundee,
Is that a good birthday present?
Yeah.
Did Mum and Dad do good?
Yeah.
the baby of the family, Meg, has just turned 7. And everyone's preparing for her party in a few hours. But everything's a bit behind because of last night's drama.
Oh my goodness, it was crazy last night. She was just having something to eat and she went way upstairs to get something and came down, big loud crash. And she's always a little bit clumsy, I don't know. And she'd fell on the stairs, so it's kind of like, oh, Jennifer's fell on the stairs again.
It must have like hit onto
Something.
that toe
And you must
and
have
then
fell.
like went over. I don't know.
I was like, doesn't look right. Right, I think we really need to take her up to the hospital and get it checked. It's so sore. It seems she's broken 2 of her toes quite badly. And we're going to have to get a plaster on it and crutches. And it's pretty bad. It looks, and she's really sore. So it was quite a decent break. I mean, the doctor was quite impressed with it. He says, you've really done one on that.
I've fallen down all of the stairs many times.
I know. I mean, she does fall on the stairs a lot, but the carpet's new, and we're kind of joking that it's really clean. And maybe a little slippy because it's so clean, so they're used to kind of navigating, I don't know, sticky, gritty carpet.
Roy and Emma came out of the new carpet fiasco just about talking to each other.
I think we're going to get Roy and Enos on this thing.
But they're already way behind planning Meg's party.
You're going to make this, you two.
And if they want to stay on time, they'll have to work together.
If you can make that all clean and then go start on that, and I'll do the cake, yeah? It's got instructions. Even Posy, if you clear that table, you can put yellow tablecloth on the table.
Emma wants the centrepiece to Meg's party to be a giant, colourful wall feature made from crepe paper and a lot of balloons.
I was thinking about it last night, thought this was maybe foolish leaving it to last minute because we don't really know what we're doing, so this could be chaos.
It's one of these things that somebody picks it up and it thinks it's a good idea, but then we have to deal with the reality.
We should have done it way earlier.
We should have done it last night.
Bella, did we have 3 of these icings? Careful.
With Meg turning 7, this will be Emma and Roy's 251st birthday they've celebrated for their kids.
Is it getting anywhere?
Which should make them party planning experts by now.
35 minutes, guys.
But more often than not, it ends up driving them up the wall. As the family scrambles to get things ready. Just outside Alloa in Clackmannanshire, the 3rd oldest Han sibling, Polly, is working in the farm shop with husband Michael. Since opening, they have struggled to make ends meet.
Got a child just woken up.
Come here, boy.
With Michael spending every free minute trying to make it a success and juggling a full-time job with an IT company.
You don't really have a choice. Your life is 100 miles an hour all the time. Yeah. And for some reason, I still try and play football. So see, trying to fit everything in, kind of kidding myself on a wee bit. When you start a business, I think you have to sacrifice a lot of things. for the hope of a better life in the future that it goes well and stuff. So I think we're willing to keep up the sacrifices.
Mum.
Yeah, I mean, there is benefits as well. We live in the building, so we can eat whatever we want.
Polly and Michael rent this converted farmhouse. They run the farm shop on the ground floor, but think a space on the first floor could solve their money troubles if they open it up as a cafe.
So upstairs used to be an art gallery, and for us we just decided it'll be perfect to actually build something a wee bit different here.
You have enough siblings to probably run like 5 coffee shops.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
if we need some weekend
If it ever
work
came
or
to
weekend
it.
staff,
Yeah.
we've done a couple of small things in the past, but this is a big
This is a
project.
big, yeah. Michael's always worked full time with every other kind of business we've worked on. Now Michael has kind of decided, and I think it's best if he weren't working full time, which is a big leap of faith.
Yeah.
But it means that he can work here full time with me as well.
Yeah, live the dream and have a family business and the boys growing up and we can both work together.
So that's the plan, is whether it works out or not.
Michael's job kept the family afloat financially, so gambling everything on the new cafe idea is a big risk. Back in Dundee, Roy's still battling with the wall feature, and the guests are due to arrive at any minute.
I'm not as stressed as younger me would be. And like, oh, what will the parents think of my minky house and there's too many kids and all. I'd kind of over that. Just like, it is what it is. Anyone else wants to take on all these kids, try and have a perfect house, and it's just not doable. So I'm over all that. I think it's just nice for them all to have fun. There's somebody at the door, so I've got to answer.
it's all
You did
Nothing
it.
like cutting it fine, is there?
Come on in.
Before Roy and Emma can relax, the party starts. A party in the house is one way to do it. But because it's a quadruple birthday, the Sullivans are going all out. Coming in at £144 for a couple of games of bowling and dinner at a local restaurant costing around £150, celebrating 4 birthdays hasn't broken the bank.
Happy birthday.
Now, the kids are hoping that their mum didn't skimp on out-of-date cake mix too.
Yay! Well done, girls!
Back in Dundee,
No, you're throwing your feet down first. You do your body first.
the party decorations came down a lot faster than when they went up. Emma is busy getting a mountain of washing done for school in the morning,
Hello.
Hi, John Beatty. Sorry I'm a bit late. I
No,
got
that's
caught up
okay.
in TV.
while Roy does a radio interview, as people are always keen to know about life in Scotland's biggest family.
The increased cost of living, how are you seeing it? How's it manifesting itself with you?
Well, obviously,
It kind of all started when we had Posey. There was a lot of interest. It started off kind of locally that they were aware that Posey was my 12th baby. It's a bit confusing because although Roy and I have 13 children, I'd had a baby when I was a teenager.
it's not just food, it's everything is more expensive.
Emma became pregnant with her first child after she was the victim of a sexual assault.
When I was a teenager, I was raped by a boy. And I just kind of blanked it out. I just didn't think about it. And I was discovered 7.5 months later to be 32 weeks pregnant with his baby.
Thank you.
Cheers, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Then I was given 2 options. My parents raise her as their own, or she'd be adopted through the LDS Family Services, so through a private adoption agency run by the religion.
I'll come sit on your head.
Anyway, I had her, and one of the leaders said, "Oh, I have a video camera. We should go and take some pictures." And so I went with them in my Sunday clothes. It was actually my mum's dress. I mean, I'm in this room and, you know, everyone's talking and I'm just really awkward and standing in the corner for most of it, just completely like a bystander. And I was so confused, traumatized. I mean, it just, the whole thing is, to me, cruel. And I don't think that my parents had any idea what they were doing and the damage it would do to me. I don't think they cared. I don't think they cared. I think I distracted myself from the heartbreak by, you know, okay, another baby. And I love them all, but you know, not one of them replaced her.
It's been a week since the Han kids ditched their devices.
I know what prize I want.
Do you all deserve one?
I
deserve one.
Go and sit at the table, guys.
So it's time to find out who resisted the temptation to sneak some secret screen time.
Do you believe that Enos wasn't on a device?
I wasn't. I had no devices.
She was on the TV all day yesterday.
Wait.
I was on the TV. I didn't have devices.
What happened the other day when I was shouting at you to not making so much noise?
We were playing a board game. We were playing Jumanji.
Jonas, was Enos on the Xbox at all this week?
Without hard evidence, Enos is getting the benefit of the doubt, and the devices are returned.
I am surprised.
Yeah.
I didn't think that they would last the week. So I think they've done really well.
Yeah.
It feels good.
It's a good result from the kids. But could the parents have done it?
Mum loves checking her phone all the time, texting, calling. She couldn't do it.
She's addicted to TikTok. She's obsessed with it.
It's later in the afternoon, and Polly's come round with the kids for a visit.
Yeah, if I could steal that, that'd be
Yeah, the handbag is up.
Preparations at the new cafe are going well, and soon they'll be open and making homemade luxury lunches for the people of Alloa. There's only one problem.
Cooking's, I wouldn't have said, is Polly's strong point.
Polly has limited cooking experience.
I don't think Polly and Michael are probably the best at cooking. I think Polly would admit that herself. So I was quite surprised when they wanted to open a cafe and how adventurous they're trying to be with all this kind of thing. But I suppose this is how you learn. I mean,
To learn how to make a few easy dishes, Polly has come to the man who knows a thing or two about catering for larger numbers.
I think that result is ready.
How confident are you that Roy can teach Polly?
I'm not competent at all. I think Roy can pull together a good family meal, but
Would you like some
he can't do
apples?
fancy cooking. No chance.
Emma's not convinced that Roy can make a master chef out of Polly. The food, though, is not Polly and Michael's biggest problem.
Hey, let me in here.
When Michael left his work, that was hard because then we got like a bill from the nursery and all our rent and everything in the first month that Michael's not got a wage. And that was like a bit of a, why the flip are we doing this? And it sounds bad because it is exciting doing it and everything, and family help out a lot, but it doesn't help entirely when neither one of our families has money. Do you know what I mean? So there's always if we struggle, like, it's really difficult to get anyone that can help us out that hole. But even then, some days in our family chat, we'll sometimes say like, right, I'm under by £100, everyone just send me some money and like help me out. And people do it, like you'll get like 20 quid from Faya, and do you know what I mean? So always a way to help each other, even with a small amount, it does help out.
Having 12 generous siblings is handy when you need a little extra cash. But in Alloa, Michael's been doing the books, and they need more than a little.
Tomorrow's payday, and right now, as of this moment, we don't have enough to pay wages, which is fun, but we are due money in from the card machine from the weekend, I think tonight. It was a bank holiday yesterday, so it's delayed. So I'm hoping that there's enough tomorrow to pay wages. If not, someone might have to wait, which is embarrassing, telling your staff, can you wait another couple of days until we get enough money to pay you? So, scary times.
Not many will like the look of this because it's so weird.
Let's go try it.
Sometimes I do look back and like to that moment where I just clicked that email and sent in my notice. I'm like, should have stayed on part-time. It would have been a lot less stressful. But it's done. We just got to keep going.
With the planet in the grips of the COVID-19 pandemic, Scotland is experiencing another spike in cases, and Dundee is recording some of the highest numbers in the country. And the Han House is locked down because the COVID calling card appeared overnight.
So, Posey has, she's not feeling well. She's got a bad cough. She's been up most of the night coughing away. She's not feeling too well. And I've had to keep her off the school with Meg, who's had a little bit of cough as well. But Posey seems worse. I think Meg's just jumping on the bandwagon, isn't she? How are you feeling?
Okay.
What's wrong?
Just have a sore throat.
You've got a sore throat. Yeah? That's not good. Oh, there's Meg coughing. You were ready for school, but you didn't go. Yeah? So Posey, we're going to do a wee test. Just make sure everything's okay, yeah? Oh, you've been brave. Obviously, we're in the midst of a pandemic and we have to take that into consideration. And Posey and Meg are my only two kids now that haven't had the vaccination. And, you know, it does worry you a bit.
As Posey waits for her results. In Lossiemouth, the COVID numbers aren't much better. And in the Sullivan house, everyone has already taken a test this morning, and it's bad news.
Following a bout of sore throats and coughs, everybody got tested this morning, including myself, and now Zoe and Agnes are positive COVID. Less than 3 weeks away from having the baby. The worry is now if Zoe was to go into labour, how would that affect me going in with her? How would that affect having people around to babysit? How would that affect her going in to have the baby? Yeah, lots and lots of questions now. This has really thrown up a lot of questions and it's a bit of a worry, to be honest.
Zoe had an emergency call with her midwife this morning and has been prescribed a blood thinner.
Because of my age and because of, it's always my age and the amount of children I've had, there is obviously an increased risk of blood clot. So they give you 10 days prescription of Fragmin to have after the baby's born. But the doctors have just been in touch to say that I need Fragmin right up until the baby's born. My main concern as well is obviously if there's any effect on the baby, really, as well. So, you know, that's a concern.
We're going to pick up. Let's have a look at your result. What's it say?
Negative.
Negative, because there's only one line, is it?
Yeah.
No COVID.
Yes.
So it's just a sore throat that we've got, yeah?
Yeah. I feel like I have the same because when she coughs, I cough after.
Yeah.
So I think we have the same sickness.
Okay.
Meg's trying every trick in the book to get a day off school. But thankfully, the hands remain COVID-free, unlike the Sullivans. Because 2 days after Zoe and Agnes tested positive, the numbers are rising.
Okay, so it's Friday. It's day 3 since we found out that Zoe had COVID. We've now found out that I have COVID, so it's official. I've got COVID as well. And on top of that, we've now got, let me just go through the list. We've got Agnes, Joseph, Leah and Erin. We've also now got Isabel, Charlotte and Olivia at home. So how many is that? Is that 7? 7 children plus me and Zoe. So yeah, it's kind of inevitable really, I suppose, when you've got a large family.
Since Zoe's positive results, the family now routinely test every morning, going through 2 packets of testing kits a day.
We get through so many tests. I mean, we've done 15 tests this morning.
And the only thing more worrying than the knock-on effects COVID will have on the birth is that cupboards are running dangerously low.
I'm doing a shopping list to do an online shop because we're rapidly running out of food and now nobody can go shopping.
Biggest concern for me at the moment is Zoe. Zoe's health, making sure that she's okay. So for now, we're just going to take every day as it comes.
Zoe has 5 more days of self-isolation to go, which will still leave her 3 weeks before her due date. However, 8 out of her 11 previous births came weeks early, so there's a chance that baby number 12 could arrive faster than her online shop. In Alloa, it's the day Polly and Michael have been waiting for. The cafe is finally opening.
We painted the floor at 4 o'clock last night.
No.
And they've been working through the night to get the space above the farm shop ready to accept customers.
Right now, what is the time actually? I don't even have my phone. Yeah, it must be like 5 to 10 or something. And we have a booking at 10, but I don't know where the actual book is. Yeah.
I seen that.
I know, so did I. Where is it?
Upstairs.
Today, Michael is in charge of front of house, if he can find the booking logbook.
Yeah, someone's moved it. Yeah. Okay, I'll go and find it.
While Polly will be working in the kitchen, where her newly acquired cooking skills will be put to the test.
It's our first time running the cafe, so hot food, it's fine making grazing boards or serving coffee and cakes, but it's a whole different ball game with full breakfasts and yeah, just making lots of different types of food.
So just a hot one?
So Emma's coming to help, which is great. She's going to be on the Merry Chef, which is like a special oven. And then my dad's here to help with the breakfasty stuff.
Put it on the menu.
What do you do with this? I'm actually confused by this thing. So you rip off both, and that's for me.
But before Michael can get his head around the order pad, the first customers walk in the door.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hello, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you're our first ever customer, so welcome.
I'm really nervous because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think they know what they're doing.
You guys managed to have a wee look at the menus?
I'm really nervous because in the end, the cafe's about the food and I don't think we've got the food figured out. So it's a wee bit nerve-wracking.
I was writing that and I was like, I've never done this before, what do I write? But which one do you put to the kitchen? We have our first cafe order. It's quite hard. So we've got pancakes.
Emma and Michael's dad, Ali, will be handling the breakfasts, while Polly preps for lunch.
How are we getting on? All good?
It won't go back on. It will piss it out.
But just as they start on the very first order,
that's not good.
The oven stops working.
Just turn it off, wouldn't it, and then turn it back on. Okay, cool. Just one of you bring it up.
Right, Michael, you just go up the stairs, we'll tell them.
Okay.
And upstairs, more customers have just come in.
I'm actually sweating already. I'm going to lose like a stone going up and down those stairs.
Orders are going to start piling up, so Emma and Polly need to get the oven working. Because customers won't wait forever. Meanwhile, in Lossiemouth,
We're going to play Monopoly.
Monopoly?
Monopoly?
it's been a week since COVID entered the Sullivan house. Everyone is now testing negative. And Zoe, thankfully, didn't go into labour. But today, she might.
I have to go at 10, fingers crossed, for a sweep with the midwife. So that might, well, put me into labour. I'm hoping. Knowing my luck, it won't happen, and I'll still be here in 3 days' time.
A membrane sweep of the cervix is a common procedure to help induce labour. The baby could arrive in the next day or two, so Zoe's just been for a big shop to make sure dinners are sorted while she's in hospital.
Right, should we put the shopping away?
Well, I don't trust Ben to go shopping, to be honest.
Why not?
Because you'll come back with I don't know what.
I'm good at shopping.
I'm not good at shopping.
The kids like it when I go shopping.
Right, I'll see you in a bit.
All right, ciao.
Zoe has an appointment at the local hospital in Elgin, 12 minutes away. But for her birth, her consultants have recommended that Zoe go to the high dependency unit in Aberdeen because her pregnancy is classed as very high risk.
It's worrying, exciting, all of it. You know, it always is. But equally, you know, there can be complications. You know, so you worry about that as well. So things can go wrong, but you can't really think about that. You've just got to go with it and hope for the best, really, and hope that there's a good outcome. You know.
Much earlier than expected, Zoe is back from the hospital with bad news.
So I can't have a sweep because the head is not engaged. So the head's in kind of the right place, but it's not far enough down yet. So I can't have a sweep. So I have to wait. But if my waters break or anything else happens, because the baby's head isn't engaged yet, I have to phone them straight away, just in case the cord gets stuck around its neck.
Yeah.
Because if the cord comes out first, there's a chance it could get stuck around its neck. So it's just a bit of added drama. It's quite frustrating because I didn't need to go shopping at 8:15 this morning after all of that.
Back in Alloa, the cafe is full of customers. And the kitchen now has a backlog of orders due to the broken oven.
The Mary chef did turn it off randomly, said it got too hot or something, I don't know, so they've had to switch it off. I'll just get you a little thing of milk as well in a minute, okay?
Oh, fantastic, thank you.
While Michael does his best to appease the customers with coffee and charm, in the kitchen, after some on-the-hoof maintenance, the oven is back in business, and so are Polly and Michael.
It's definitely happening. Just hope that everything's fine.
I still don't know the bookings. I need to go and find that book desperately.
Michael's only just about managing upstairs because the oldest hand sibling, 30-year-old Rachel, turned up to lend a hand.
Perfect, that's fine. Actually, first day has been better than I expected. The oven went right first thing as soon as we got our first order, and the oven went, which was a wee bit scary. Well, it was a bit of a panic. Yeah, it worked out in the end, so. Can you grab a couple of parts? We kind of relied on family today, which was amazing. And some of them weren't even meant to be here and just came anyways and supported us. And Rachel, she took a day off work just in the morning. She was like, I'm going to take a day off work and we're going to make this happen. And we needed it.
I don't think people realise having a big family is like being in a massive gang, kind of, like a good gang in a good way. So it's like having a full football team around you and everyone's playing a different position. Yeah, there's just so many people helping, and that's just a tiny part of the family. People might look from the outside and think, oh wow, they're doing amazing, but reality is there's so many people behind us that if they weren't there, it would be impossible, actually.
Back in Lossiemouth, after being told this morning that the baby's head wasn't in the correct position for birthing,
Have you got all your stuff ready?
the contractions have started.
How are you doing?
Right.
Have we got contractions?
I think so.
Yeah?
Well, they are, it's just that they're not, I don't know, they're about every 10 minutes, I think.
With the contractions being 10 minutes apart, Zoe and Ben think they need to go straight to the nearest hospital in Elgin.
Bye.
The older kids are babysitting the younger ones and settle in for a long wait.
They left because she was getting all shaky and everything. Yeah, and she couldn't even stand up.
But after only driving for 5 minutes, Zoe's waters break in the car. In the case of an emergency, Zoe's consultants wanted her at the high dependency unit in Aberdeen, as she may need specialist care to deliver the baby safely. Next time on Scotland's Biggest Families.
I can pack a car, pack a van like Tetris.
The hands go camping.
We can put some tents over here.
But things don't go exactly to plan.
Just trying to find a parking spot is going to kill me.
13-year-old Enos ends up in trouble.
It has been, vamping up here, and it's not okay.
And Emma has to confront her painful past.
With sexual abuse, the church don't talk about it.
In Clackmannanshire, Polly and Michael hatch another plan to save the business.
They all said the food was amazing. Someone was like, the ice cream, for flip's sake.
But things go from bad to worse.
Another tree just went down while they were driving. We're blocked in.
We're all blocked in.
And the Sullivan kids can only wait to find out if their new sibling has arrived safely.